Hello Friend, 11 months of love and many more to come. Looking forward to seeing you create.
Hi there. How's everybody doing? I don't know why the audio is not syncing in the mouth. Hey Evie. Hey Badger. Oh Evie, thank you for the sub. How you doing? Glad you're going live today. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're glad that I'm glad that we're all glad. Let me get this music going. Oh, where did I put it? No. No. Hold on. I'll get to your question in a minute. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna turn that down a little. Can you hear the music? Is it too much? Evie, it should be this upcoming week. I'm finishing up all those NYE commissions and getting them out. I also have some sad news, but I will share that in a little bit. Packed a little more. Good for you. I'm so happy for you. And it's not at a okay, good. Oh, son of a bitch, I forgot water. Hold on, I'm gonna go get water. Alright. And my audio's good? Okay. How's everybody's week? How was my week? That's alright. Didn't get enough done. But then again, I never do. Alright, so this is on Cold Press. I'm doing something completely for me today. And I'll explain why in a bit. Yours is good? Good. I am happy to hear that. What was the highlight from it? What was the best thing that happened to you? Tendonitis flare-ups? No! Oh, Badger, no. I'm sorry. Hope you do too, Box. So, since cold pressed paper is notoriously more, what's the word, textured, like you use it when you know you're gonna do something textured usually, I'm gonna do something more textured. Something that has a little bit more grit. So I'm gonna do buildings on little chunks on both, but this one I think I'll give more leafy, greeny bits. So got to see my parents and hang out with them for a bit. There you go. Spreading out my arms to my elbows and shoulders, so I've been taking it easy out of work. Oh no, Badger. Do you think it's because of work that it's gotten bad? I think I might turn this. Nah. I want you to see the difference. Oh man, I haven't used cold press in a long time. Oh, really, Badger? Oh, man. Oh, large and awkward. Do you use those belts that help you lift things? Do those work? Does that help at all? I'm trying to think if I want another hill here. Actually, that'd be kind of cool. Alright, so maybe they're not land chunks. They're just a chunk of house. I don't know if I want these to be stones or mushrooms right now. Find out though. Thought about the support belts. I honestly have no idea where you can get one. I'll ask next to the tradesman. If they're just those moving belts, I've seen those on Amazon and stuff. Like, we actually bought one for the last time we moved. It helped. Enough, you know. Let's make it a little bog lump. A little more cattails in the background. It sucks though because you buy them for the move and then like after the move it's just kind of like, well, what do I do with these now? Like I have these. So maybe like, I don't know, see if anybody you know could take them after you have them or like buy them from you. Because otherwise it's like not a good investment, I guess, if you're not moving a lot. Alright, once I get these pencils done, I'll talk about the changes. This one I kind of do want it to be. Oh my gosh, it's so much softer. So weird. what kind of building I want to do on this one. Knee pads. Oh yeah. Hell yeah, knee pads. It'd be cute to have a little water tower. That was a barrel. Barrel tower. That's not got me excited enough. Hi, Lights and C. How are you? How have you been? That's so weird, Badger. Yeah, I'm proud of you. It's almost like that I don't want to look stupid thing when you were a kid and you didn't want to wear like protective gear when you did your bicycling and stuff. But it's like, man, I don't want to get hurt. I don't care if I look stupid. Or it's like when you were a kid and you didn't want to wear a coat because you thought it looked stupid. It's like, come on. I'm okay. Trying to figure out what to draw. Maybe a potion shop would be cute. And I get to draw some liquid and glass. I like both these things. Let's do that. Except we'll make the whole thing a giant bottle. It's really ridiculous. So I'm probably not gonna be streaming as much anymore. At least not on a schedule. Gonna be pulling back quite a bit. So it's not gonna be every Saturday anymore. It's gonna be kind of whenever I can or whenever I feel like it. As I have to start looking for more stable money, more of like a job. The freelance thing is, I don't want to say it's run its course, but we're at the point where in severe need of money, and we've tried really hard to, you know, keep trucking at this whole mess, but I'm sick of scraping by, and there's too much we need to do, we're in too much debt, all that kind of thing. So I'm very sad about it because I really like streaming and I like hang out with all y'all, but there's nothing we can really do about it. Nobody's buying art really now, or they're not buying my art now. Nobody, like I had 6 people last month leave my Patreon, and that amounted to almost $100 less, and that's my only form of income. So that sucks, you know. And I have to finish the pet portraits I have, and unfortunately streaming doesn't get me much. If I had more subscribers maybe, but since I don't, it's not really much here for me. So I need to be spending my time elsewhere. And like I said, maybe I'll throw together some special streams for patrons or something, or maybe, you know, I'll still once in a while stream on here. I don't know yet. But I have to start looking for more steady work, or at least more work in general, and that just means less time streaming. Even though I only stream once a week. But I need more money. And it sucks. Yeah, It's bad. And I mean, I applied to like 5 jobs last week, and it's one of those things like you don't hear back, and so you're like stressing. I did 5 like 9 to 5 type jobs I applied for, and then like a bunch of freelance gigs, and you don't hear back from any of them. It's like, come on, man. And what's really weird is nowadays it's super hard to tell which jobs are legit. Like on LinkedIn, there are some job like posters that are legit scams. Like actual scams. And it sucks because they're really good at hiding that they're scammers, and you have to do a bunch of homework before you even apply to them, because once you apply to them, it's like applying for a spamming mail list too. Like they end up putting you on all these things, and it's awful. So you almost have to like really go look it up, and I don't know, it's a pain in the ass. So, right? Like, come on, just some response would be better than none. Well, I'm trying to find more animation and game jobs, because that's what I do. That's what I did anyway. Just hopefully with a better company than before, because before I was treated pretty shoddily. So trying to go back to the games thing, if I can find a good one. I don't want to do AAA. I really don't want to work for any big companies. I never actually wanted to work for a big company. I don't want to be a, like a little piece of a big, I don't know, pipeline. I don't like that system. I like wearing a lot of hats and juggling a lot of different things. So typically you're going to find that kind of atmosphere in a smaller company. So at least for the past 2 companies I've worked for, I'd much rather work there. And I mean, I live in a super rural area right now and we cannot move. So, or rather, I do not want to move. So I'm looking for remote work for games. So that usually means small business, indie, stuff like that. Which I'm totally fine with. Like I said, I like the small business atmosphere. Damn. This EDM is no joke. This is like royalty-free stuff. Whew. It's the only thing I could really find. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I might still stay freelance too if I can start accumulating more jobs, but the problem is my whole, for those of you who know, I've had that backlog of commissions and portraits I gotta get out, and if I get a full-time job, that's just gonna get pushed back more. But it sucks because like literally we're falling behind on everything, so you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Just get more people mad at me. But like I said, what can I do, Let's do little wood planks. One wood plank thing here. Thanks, EB. You would think so, but it depends because, like, my skills would be a lot for some companies, but not for others, So it's hard to actually gauge where I'm at. I mean, I've put out, like, more than 15 games, but, to some that's a lot, to some that's not. So to find the like perfect amount of me for companies is going to be tough. And especially in this economy right now, I feel like nobody, I don't know. Like, I haven't looked for a job since 2010. That was the last time I actually looked for a job. So it's been over 10 years, I guess. Yeesh. Because in 2010 I got the job that I had then for 5 years. I quit that, and then I did this freelance shit, you know, and selling my own stuff. It was good for a while, and then COVID hit, and now it's just butt. Straight up butt. Oh, Ellie, I have like 3 different coloring books. And they're all available as digital or physical. Like, I have many products. I just bought 2 new pins too for, like, my last con for the foreseeable future will be C2E2 this year. So I wanted to have a couple new things, so I just ordered new pins, and hopefully people like them. I think they're cute. But I mean, I've got merch and stuff. I've had merch for years. It's okay, Ellie. I mean, I don't expect you to like memorize my whole little catalog or whatever, but yeah, no, I've been doing this a long time now. It's just nobody's buying, and sometimes that's just the year it is, you know. And last year nobody was buying, and I mean, unless you have like kind of close to 100,000 people on your social media, it's like you're not getting out enough to even make enough sales, you know what I mean? But I mean, if anybody's trying to get out there, I'm not trying to discourage you, but know when you like break off from whatever you're doing now, you have to have money first to do it. It's not like it used to be, you know what I mean? Like, times are different. It's like you have to have money to spend money to make money, sort of dealy. Hold on. This is way too bright. I think it's because I got the window open. Ugh. You can see it. Hold on. Yeah, and I mean, it was good when we were doing a lot of cons, because then we had a lot of money incoming and all that, but we didn't for a while, and I think that's what really hurt us. We've gone through our savings now thanks to COVID, and we have nothing, so. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Sorry, I just really wanted sunlight, but apparently it's really ruining my lighting on my pieces. So anyway, you guys probably won't see me much anymore. My apologies. Honestly, I don't want to say I'm falling out of love with art, but I hate the state of art on the internet. I hate it. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. Like, for real. It's so... It's not art. Like, any art I see online just doesn't feel like it's got heart or anything anymore. Like, people are doing things for likes and all this, that, and the other thing. It doesn't feel like their heart's in it, and it's just heartbreaking, truly. You know? I feel like the people making real art are the ones that don't actually have it as a profession or anything now. You know, the hobbyists. I feel like the hobbyists are more like real artists nowadays than actual professional artists, if that makes any sense. Hi, Shaladron. I'm guessing it's Kristen. Well, thanks, EB. And that's the other thing. If I end up getting a full-time job, the Patreon might go away too. So, we'll see. I'm trying right now to get, I have a friend who, he's got a game he wants me to do art for, but he's pokey about doing some stuff, which is okay. Like, but, you know, I'll need to find out where he is with that, and then, you know, go from there. Thanks, Spartan. But yeah, I'll, you know, have that. That's my main source of income. I really don't sell much. Like, you know, you picture people who have, you know, they're artists online and stuff, and they have stores and everything, and you think, they're probably bustling and they're selling things every day. I haven't sold something on my shop for like a couple weeks. It's been weeks. You know? Like, it's not as often as you think for a lot of people. So, like, at least my Patreon is the only thing I've got that's dependable money, but even then, like I said, I had 6 people leave last month, which that was like $100 gone. And that's my rent. Like, out of the 2 of us, I pay the rent with my Patreon money, and it's all gone. Like, I can't even pay for the rent right now. Anyway, so I'm looking for jobs. If anybody, you know, has anything they want. I've been doing people's Twitch emojis too. I was gonna show those on stream, but I do not have them handy. But anyway, so if you know anybody who wants Twitch emojis, send them my way. But I'm just digging harder into finding more work because, man, shit's crazy right now. Thanks, Denmark. I appreciate the encouragement. I'm just letting people know that we're not streaming like dedicated Saturdays anymore. I'm reallocating my time into job searching and finishing up those portraits I gotta finish. So that's where I'm at. So apologies, but yeah, and who knows, like you're saying, maybe it's not forever, Sophia, but you know, for the foreseeable future. What do you mean you knew it was coming? I'm curious what you mean by that. Oh, thank you, Badger. I appreciate that. I mean, I really just wanted to, if I could make more money streaming, I would do that a lot more, but streaming is hard in its own, you know? I appreciate that, Denmark. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. This one will be a night one. Yeah, I did say that, and it would have been nice if more people did sign up, but like I said, 6 people left last month, so that really didn't put me in a good position. And usually there is kind of an exodus at the beginning of every year, so I was expecting it, but not this hard. But we'll see what I can do. Like I said, I applied to a bunch of stuff, just not just jobs, but like other things too. But we'll see. Oh, absolutely. Some people will say though that they, you know, left because of financial reasons and they just didn't want to be on anymore, but that's fine. I mean, it's totally cool. And I totally get it, because obviously I'm one of those people. But, you know, it sucks. The timing sucks when a bunch of people do it at once, you know? I mean, that's part of just Patreon in general. And, that, you know, I know that's a thing. I've always known. Getting into it, you kind of have to know that you're going to have people coming and going, and you cannot take offense to that and take it personally. But it does just suck when there's a mass exodus. And that can be different depending on who it is. Oh, Lane. Thanks. Please don't do this out of pity, though, okay? Nobody join it out of pity. Promise me. I'm just letting you know what's going on. And that things, you know, are going to be a little different for a while. Hopefully I can come back to streaming a normal schedule again. We'll see. Thank you, Lane. But I just don't want anybody, you know, joining out of pity or something. Oh, thank you, Pox. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully I can still keep doing that. You know, my ideal situation right now would be that I get a fun little, like, game job with, you know, a small company or a little team, and they just need me on, you know, for their game, so I can keep doing what I do and then help them out too. Like, that would be awesome, which is kind of what I'm shooting for right now with this one person. So hopefully that something comes of that. But thanks, Denmark. I'd like to think so, you know. Typically you want to hope that you still putting out high quality stuff. Sometimes, you know, I feel like my stuff isn't always consistent, at least with the Guardians. Sometimes, like, it's getting harder. I won't lie, the Guardians are getting more difficult because I'm running out of ideas there. And then, you know, one month I'll be inspired, the next month maybe not so much. But, you know, and stress and all that. But yeah, I'm kind of digging the cold press. Yeah, I hope that works out too. But if I really get the chance to go for something with a little bit bigger money, it will be like an actual full-time job. Which would be really nice right now, to just grind on that for the year. Just get rid of all of our debt that we've accrued and then go back to doing things like we were, you know. Oh, thanks, EB. Yeah, I wanted to do something fun with those. I'm glad you like them. But like mentally, I have not been in the best place to even be streaming a lot of these streams. And I keep thinking, I'm like, man, you know, if I'm just a bummer every stream, that's gotta say something. So I also am doing it just because I don't want it to keep being a bummer, you know? Which it kind of is right now. I get too sad and talk about my problems, and that's not what it should be, you know? It's really too bad though, because I noticed the most popular best streamers, they enjoy like hiding their feelings and their problems and stuff. Which sucks, because I kind of see it as like more of a mutual opening up to each other, you know? Oh, thanks, Denmark. I see what you're saying. That makes sense. And thank you, EB. Oh, so another thing I forgot to mention, since we are in need of money, Gabe and I are selling a lot of our art books. So what we did is we started a page on my website. We haven't put it up yet because we want to put up a bunch of books first. But he's got a lot of rare art books. And I was like, you sure you want to sell these? And he's like, yeah, I don't look at them. So at some point, you know, we'll be putting that up. And, you know, if anybody wants some rare art books, we'll be getting rid of those. There's an identity crisis? Like who you want to be with it, you mean? Or what it means for you? And I go back to this other stream channel. There's nothing good on that one. Oh, Box, no. I'm sure you do fine. I just feel like I don't fit in the online artist community anymore either. Like, I don't want to do reels. I don't want to show my face all the time. I don't want to do all these things you have to do now on top of making art. I just wanted to make my books, you guys. I just want to make my books, sell my books, and then that's it. You know? That's all I wanted to do, but I don't know, you just can't do that all the time. Drives me nuts too when I see somebody who like has the time to do that sort of thing, like either their partner works or something and they have the ability or the money and time to be able to do that and they just squander it. Drives me nuts. That's the other thing. I never got imposter syndrome. I don't know if I'm weird because of that or if I'm a bad person because of that, but I don't know. I feel like if you get people who follow you, you probably deserve it. I don't know. Is that wrong? Like it's every person is their own person, so they decide whether to follow you or not. Unless I'm misunderstanding imposter syndrome, which I totally could be. It's not that easy though. Like, your hubby's very sweet about it, but you'll end up cleaning it up, doing a post or 5 about it, and people either buy it or they don't, and that's the end of it. Like, that's what sucks. It's like I've done a ton of little stories and things and sold originals from these stories, but it's like sometimes if you're not one of these like artists with a huge following, or your style isn't immediately popular on contact, then you're probably not looking at getting published or anything. So, you know, despite how sweet your story is and how great it is, you put it out there and it just dies. And it sucks. I'm not saying for you, Box. I'm just saying, like, the royal you, like, this is just kind of what happens. And it sucks. Like, I've had a kid's book out since 2014, and nothing's become of it. And that's fine. It was my first one, and I'm cool with that. I get it. And, you know, I've done more stories since then, posted them online. They run their course, and then they're just sitting there. I think that's just what happens. It's like you follow it through. And, like, you know, I go as far as to publish it myself. Like, I self-publish my books. I get them printed. I take them to cons, sell them. But until you actually start, like, pitching them to companies or something, it's just you. And I know somebody who, like, they've been doing their stories and whatever for years. They can't get published, and they've just got, like, 30-some books that they've done. And it's scary to me. Cause, like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to have, like, 30-some books and have them go nowhere. You know, the reason I'm doing this is so they go somewhere. It's just scary because you're not really in charge of that, you know? Oh, EB, no. Man, I'm telling you, none of this pity junk. Thank you. Yeah, it really is. I mean, if we're being honest with you, which we will be, that's what it is. It's doom and gloom, man. Like, it sucks. You're either up there or you're not. And if you're not, it's a constant uphill battle. And I recommend, like, the whole having a second job thing while you're climbing is much easier than not. Like, I say do the climb while you have a job and don't quit it until your other job, like the illustrator job, forces you to quit it. Meaning, like, you have way more to do for that job and more income for that job than you do for your part-time job that's been getting you money. That's what I recommend. Because you don't want to be like, all right, this seems like it's taking off, and you jump out and then it tanks. You need to learn the seasons of having a business, at least like a year's worth, if not more, before you jump ship to something new. Does that make sense? Oh, thanks, Spartan. I appreciate that. Are you going to be at C2E2 this year again? I think the last time I saw you was 2020, right before it hit. I gave you some hand sanitizer. A lot of good that did. I think it was locked down a week later. Yeah, and I still, man, I love making art. Nothing will stop that. And I'll make it and do my stories whether or not people read them. But it's just right now the struggle with being an artist online is beyond just what I think is safe mentally for a lot of people. I mean, it's destroyed me in a lot of ways. Hardcore. Like, I never like struggled with any sort of stuff like this, but like now, you know, I've been doing it since 2015 now, 2016 steadily, and I just feel absolutely destroyed by it. I feel like the people who can do it really well are, I don't want to say they're apathetic, but they're really good at letting things just roll off them. Just like, oh yeah, whatever. And then they just go on to the next thing. You still have the hand sanitizer? Yes. Business analyst. Try for years to swing it towards something creative. And I think well, that's good though, Box. That's like really rewarding that it's been 12 years and you're finally getting there. Oh yeah, you can use it to do that sort of stuff? Yeah, that's a good use of it. I mean, that helps people too. That's the other thing. Part of me struggles with even looking for jobs related to art. Like, part of me wants to go back to working with, like, elderly. That was a passion of mine. I enjoyed that a lot. I did it in my 20s. Ever since my teens, basically. And I loved it. It was great. It's like to fully give up doing art as a job. I don't know. Thank you, EB. I appreciate that. Well, thanks, Sophia. It's very kind of you. And it's also that feeling of getting over thinking you might be a failure if you quit or stop. But it's like, no man, you just gotta do what you gotta do. And it's one of those times where it's like you have to swallow the advice you give other people. And that's where I'm at. Oh, thanks, Denmark. Just say I'm taking a break. Yeah, but breaks are scary to me. I feel like a break makes it so you get out of your habit. But I gotta remind myself I'm not getting out of the habit. I'm just doing what I need to do for a bit. It's just, what's unfair to me is that some people have it easier. And it's like, I know worse people who are mean, people who are just jerks in real life, and they get by so much easier, and that has never failed to bother me. That always bothers me. But it's like you can't do anything about it. Ah, thanks, Denmark. You guys are very sweet. Thank you. I know. And it's one of those things, like, Gabe has done everything he can. So at this point, it's all up to me. And we're a team, so it's my turn to kind of tap in. Because he's going to a job every day. That he doesn't hate it. He likes it just fine, but it's not the same as doing, an art job. But he's doing it to support us. And unfortunately, it doesn't pay enough, so like I said, I gotta tap in. Help out. especially with how things got. Oh, I feel you, Badger. Yeah, office work is a total mind gymnasium, like jumping over potential problems and things. That's another reason why I really want remote work, is just that I do not want to go back to an office, man. Like, I mean, I might have to just give in on that at some point too, because I might not have any choice. But, I mean, like you were saying, mentally, it's awful. I would come home miserable every day from that job. It was like, yeah, I'm working in games, but fuck, dude, I'm like wrecked. I'm miserable. True that, Denmark. Wise words. Oh yeah, box, right? Non-stop. A lot of places. Non-stop. Alright, I want this to be a night scene. So let's kind of do an all-over color on this guy. Let's do some dark blues, purples. And then with AI coming in, oh my god. You guys, I don't even want to go there. Like, AI is gonna fuck up everyone in every, like, workforce. I don't care who you are. It's not just art, it's not just music, it's not just writing. It's coming for everybody this year. It's so scary. It's like I want to get off the net completely before this all happens. I'm so scared. Oh, thanks, EB. So this is going to be a light. This I wanted to light up too. This kind of as well. Every experience I've had with office jobs, I get left hanging when I ask for help and then punished for not being assertive. Oh my god, I know exactly what you're talking about, yes. Drives me crazy. Artist friend of mine tried to explain being an artist to me once. It's not a job. Like, when were you tired from? It is what you are. Yep, 100%. You will always be an artist. Very good one. Thank you. Take a break if you'll still need you. Thank you, Jeannie. Yeah, it's hard, man. And I feel like I'm abandoning you all by not doing streams every week, because I love touching base with you. I love seeing what you guys are doing. I love talking with you, even though lately it's been super sad. It's totally my fault. But you know what I mean. Well, your portrait of a cat was stolen from a bunch of other people's art. That's the bad thing. So AI can't create something out of nothing. Every piece that it creates is stealing from tons of different kinds of art. Or if you do a realistic picture, it's stealing from photos. It's never not stealing. It can't create anything out of thin air. So if the data sets weren't scraping all these images off the internet, it wouldn't be able to create anything. It totally sucks. Everybody's getting sued right now. If you haven't heard about Midjourney's getting sued, Stable Diffusion's getting sued, ChatGPT's getting sued. Everyone's getting sued because they're all like stealing to get these results, which totally sucked. And a lot of artists can actually go see if their art's part of the data set. And it sucks. because so many of them are, and it's like, we didn't give you permission to use our art. What are you doing here? Yeah, it's crazy how, like, it renders it, but it's basically like it's photoshopping to an extreme level, basically. It's like a professional photo bash by computer. Technologically, yes, it is quite a feat. It's amazing technology, but with amazing technology comes incredible consequences. So that's what a lot of artists are fighting for right now, at least some mitigation of that. But there was I have a lot of friends who have already gotten emails from places who are like, sorry, we're switching gears on this project and we're going to go with AI, so we don't really need you for the remainder of it. And I've had 3 friends have that already this year. Like, this is going to be the year of AI, and it's going to get fucked up. It's so scary. I don't even know if I want to be a part of that anymore, you know? Because it's not about the art, it's just about people making money online. It's like, I feel like the actual artists aren't going to be online anymore, you know? Oh, completely Denmark, yeah. It's just so weird. It's a weird world all of a sudden. Like, I'm starting to feel old now because I don't really understand a lot of what's going on anymore or why it has to happen. And it's like, I just want to pull out of it. You know, you're getting to the age where you understand why your parents and your grandparents didn't give a flip about Facebook when it came out. I get it now. You don't want to bother with that. You don't care. It's like, if that's what it means to stay relevant, I don't know if I give a fuck about it. Yeah, and I mean, there's going to be good and bad to every argument, right, Box? Like, there's going to be good things to it and bad things. But it's like, the bad things, I feel like for this are going to get really bad. Like, if you think about... Thanks for the sub, Serenity. If you think about, like, what Chat GPT is going to do soon, kids are going to be writing their essays using AI. How are teachers going to avoid that? It's crazy, like, looking at these sorts of things. With age comes wisdom. Yeah, true that, Jeannie. I'm with you. I'm with you. That's why I think it's so impressive that you keep up with so many things. Like, I'll never probably be as cool as you when I'm your age. You are so cool. And I hope that's more of a compliment than anything, but yeah, kids are already getting caught using it for paper. That's what I'm saying. Isn't that crazy? Like, using AI to write papers. Like, wow. I never thought I'd see that in my lifetime, but here we are, you know? It's crazy, but how are they going to fight that? How are teachers going to know? Like, teachers aren't going to be able to recognize that stuff. Like, it's going to be crazy. And you know, there are going to be kids who are way better at writing, you know, these fake papers than others, or generating them rather. And other kids are going to be hiring them to do it. It's crazy, man, it's crazy. Tech-phobic, oh no. Right? I'm with you. As much as I was in tech and loved it, like doing Unity and all the stuff on that side of the games, I loved it, but this is a whole different thing. Right, Box? Oh my god. Yeah, when it comes to privacy, I don't really care as much. Because it's like, I don't know, if you want to spy in my household, fine. I don't have anything to hide, I don't care. But when it comes to like stealing my art or something, or exploiting certain groups of people and things with tech. I don't like that. That I don't like. It's just the world's so... It's on this new cusp, I feel like when they made TV or when the internet came in. This is another one of those. And I feel like it's just gonna get nuts. Worse than any of the other ones. Because it's gonna come up faster than we can even write laws for it, which already is happening, you know? Some teachers that want kids to use it, then break down the chatbot's paper and make it better. Wow. Yeah, I suppose with your girls, you've experienced that a little bit, huh? Is it already a problem for you, Kristen? You and your girls? At least they're staying on top of it, it sounds like. That's good. Like the teachers, I mean. Damn. That's crazy, Box. And here I just want to write stories about insects and mice. I don't want any part of any of that crap anymore. I want out, man. I want out. I feel like she's smart though. And she probably wouldn't. Like if she did use it, it's because she knows she could write it and she's just saving herself time. But for other kids, man, I could see it like changing a lot. Okay, that's gonna be green, but it's gonna be dark green, so maybe yellow? No. Pink? No. I guess a bright red would be nice. I just want to do the art, that's it. But the world wants to make it more complicated. You can't just do the art. It's like you have to pay to be able to do the art. Which sucks in its own right. Don't worry, it's my dog. He's screaming because he's hungry. It's their dinner time. He's one of those dogs that doesn't bark, he screams. Like, I even thought about canceling the stream today because I was just like, I'm not in the headspace. I know I'm gonna go dark. I'm gonna like slip into being dark today. And I have, but I figured if this is gonna be like the last stream for a while, I wanted to at least, you know, be able to talk to you about it. I'm older, but I had art and music at school and nieces who were in there twice did not. Wow, what? They took out art and music for kids nowadays? That's awful. I can't even imagine that. That's incredible. I mean, I know some like places took out analog clocks and cursive, but taking out art and music completely? Wow, some kids don't even get the ability to find out then if they're an artist or a musician. Because a lot of kids relied on school to help them find that. Like they don't have the means at home or something. That's heartbreaking. Wow. Oh, bye, Sheldron. Can't wait to see your giraffe neck thing. I'm excited for that. Well, my dark cottagecore was my God, why am I blanking out? My Bickerburrow? You've seen my Bickerburrows, haven't you? That's my dark cottagecore. I got about 13 deep in that. And I wanted to make a little book, but I've still got to do a few more to necessitate the right amount of pages, but yeah, that kind of stuff takes a while. Making a book takes a while. Making the content and actually making the book. I'll show you. Badger, I'm pretty sure you've been here a couple times when I was doing them. Here. There you go. Oh, thanks, Ellie. Yeah, I'm not done with that. I'm still gonna do more with that series. It's just, again, like I said, anything that was mine that I was doing for me gets put on the back burner, man, when I gotta make money. And it's been like, I don't know how many years. And I still haven't gotten to make my thing for me. I mean, last time I made a book was my last Pet and Armor book, which was put together so I could sell my portraits easier. That wasn't even for me. Hey Serenity, we've been talking about that I'm gonna have to stop streaming like I do. I'm gonna only be doing it kind of randomly, if at all. And I'm looking for jobs because we're in a money situation, so everything goes on hold now. Thanks, Badger. Yeah, so there's your dark cottagecore. And then you feel pressure from the internet because you're like, if I do a couple of these, put them out, and then I stop the series, and somebody who has more followers than me does this series, sees it, does more of it, then they'll get known for it, and then the fact it was my idea doesn't even matter. Like, that's where the internet's frustrating to me. And then, like, let's say I did it still and put it out, somebody would be like, oh, you stole this idea from so-and-so. It's like, no, bro. You don't even know, son. Like, I was doing this a while ago, you know? So, along with the internet and art, just so much comes with it. So much pressure, so much just expecting so much, you know? It's okay, Serenity. From what I'm hearing, everybody kind of has money troubles right now. So I guess at least I'm not alone. I don't know. But this will probably be the last, like, Saturday stream for a while. I don't know. I gotta find more money. Which means I have to use my Saturdays either for doing other jobs or looking for jobs. And then if I get a full-time job again, who knows? Who knows where it'll all go? So if anybody's like on auto subscribe or something, you'll definitely want to turn that off. Giving you a heads up. It's like, it's just too hard right now to make it as an artist. There's too many things. And like I said, don't let that discourage you. If you're still planning on doing it, do it. You gotta walk your own path, and who knows, maybe you'll turn out well for you. So don't let me discourage you. I never want to discourage anyone from doing anything. I just want to be real with you and tell you my experience, but that is just that. It's my experience. You may have a completely different one. Don't be sorry, Evie. Don't be sorry at all. I consider myself a realist too. I'm not an optimist nor a pessimist. I like looking at the facts, but the facts now are not what they used to be, and that's kind of out of my control. I'm sure in some respects, I'm somewhat to blame for how I've been doing online and whatever. I probably don't do enough posts about, hey, I have merch, I have books, I have pins, I have all these things, but I don't want to. It's hard to tell when you work for yourself how much you do that you have to do or that you don't want to do. Where do you draw the line? I don't really want to make reels unless they're really fun and involved, but I don't have the time for those. So if I don't have the time for those, do I just not make reels? Or do I make crappy ones? Or whatever. It's hard. Hey, Alex. Oh yeah, EB. I feel ya. Oh, yeah. I'll still have my stuff there. No worries there, Jeannie. I'm not getting rid of my internet presence by any means. And, I'm still doing all my stuff. Everything's gonna basically be normal for a while. At least until I figure out, if I get what kind of a job I get and everything. So, no worries. Though I do wish I could completely just destroy all of it. I have little fantasies sometimes where I just completely destroy my internet presence and take my art off the internet and disappear. God, I just don't like doing it. I figured that, Serenity. Yeah, I thought that's why you were probably doing it. I hope you sold some good stuff. Yeah, I hear you, Serenity. Yeah, Badger, it's time consuming. And I mean, if you don't have the right want to do it, I guess, the right drive for it, it just falls behind. I used to not mind doing it, but I mean, 7 years later, it gets kind of old. You get tired of doing it, or it just gets harder to compete with everybody else doing it. And that's kind of, you know, what I think where I'm at. Like, everything's kind of, I don't know, shutting down. Like, it's a literal rat race, you know? Nah. All right. And this little house has a lot of problems, but I'll fix it up. I think we'll move on to the other parts here. Lane, you might have to bump up your pledge to 7 for that global stamp. Sorry, I didn't mention that before. I didn't see it. It's the only reason that international's $1 more than US is because the global stamp is like $1 something. For now, Serenity, it depends if I can get like a steady like freelance job for a while or a part-time job, I'll keep it. But if I get a full-time job, if I get one of these ones that I applied to, then I might have to get rid of it, because there's no way I can do that and finish up the portraits I've got and have a full-time job. Like, that would be insane. There's no way. So for right now, it's safe. And I mean, obviously I'll let everybody know if it's not. But if ever you wanted to try my Patreon, you might want to do it now, because I don't know how long it'll be a thing. Oh, cute. Well, it's nice he's so excited to spread the stuff, Badger. Like, that's nice of him. Yeah, I hear you, Serenity. What is this music? Royalty-free music, y'all. It's crazy. Fox, are you still here? Oh, thanks, Serenity. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope your mom's better, or getting better. Shit, man, I might go back to using cold press because this is pretty dope. Hot press is too smooth almost. I almost require the roughness of the cold press. It's just drawing on it sucks. That's what I didn't like. It's like if I could draw on it and have it act like hot press, but then paint on it like cold press, that'd be divine. Yeah, and Gabe's like pretty staunchly cold pressed. And he's always been like, I don't know, I think you'd like it. And I was like, but I like the smoothness of hot. But cold is pretty nice. And I don't want to be that guy, but cold kind of hides mistakes a little bit better. So if you're kind of a rough artist to begin with, cold is kind of a good place to be. But, yeah. Oh, and know your limits. That's good. Knowing your limits and, you know, honoring them and, you know, making other people honor them as well. That's important. I'm proud of you for knowing your limits. A lot of people know them and ignore them, or they don't know them and they don't care to find out, and they just, man, they burn out. God, this isn't as opaque as it used to be. That's kind of funny. Oh, thanks, EB. You're always such a wonderful cheerleader. I appreciate that. think I have a gouache somewhere here. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad it helps, Teeny. Yeah, there's a lot of differences. The thing, though, that used to bother me the most was that when I was doing this kind of after painting portion, the cold press would kind of just eat up, like, you know, in these little cracks it's got. That used to bother me. But I think that's part of kind of getting used to it, is figuring out how to use those to your advantage, or honestly ignoring them and just letting it be part of the paper, I guess. You know? Like, Gabe's so much better about using cold press than me. He also is one of those people who can do some really cool shit with paintbrushes and making them, like, the paint change color as you go down. It's usually about where you place the paint on your brush. As you, like, are painting, it can change, and he's so good about that. I've yet to master that ability, but he's been doing his for a while, so I can't really compare. Push these into the background a little bit more. Remember, things in the background are less saturated than things in the foreground. So if you want to push something back, just desaturate it a bit more, and it'll be more behind this foreground one, because the foreground one is a lot more saturated. Hazy, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Also, sometimes it's nice to take gouache to the background because I can actually blur it better. But I think for these bright bits, I'm really going to need to bust out some of the acrylic, because right now it is just not even there. I don't get it, man. I don't know where it went. So much potential. Ugh. That's such a diss, though, too. Like, saying there's so much potential is like telling you you're falling behind without saying you're falling behind. Like, I feel kind of shitty for you that he said that like that. Like, I'm glad things are getting better, but that seemed kind of rude of him. You know, the potential speech is such a boomer thing. I don't usually like using terms like boomer and Karen, but in this instance, when, you know, you're bringing it up, it does make sense. Yeah, it's not. Did you tell him that? Did you tell him, Dad, that's not as nice as you think it sounds? It's actually kind of mean. I suppose he thinks you're overreacting then, too. Am I right? So he's like, oh, you're too sensitive, you're overreacting. Oh, I hate it when they do that. Yeah? Okay. God damn it. Our dads seem to be a bit alike. Ew. I'm sorry. I don't think they'll understand us at all. Like, that it's just that generational thing, and I don't know. I'm kind of happy I don't talk to my dad anymore because of shit like that, as well as like childhood trauma crap, but mainly because I can't put up with that kind of reasoning that they have. I can't. It's illogical, and it's harmful, and it's stupid. It's so backwards. So I'm glad I don't have to deal with that. I wish you the best of luck with trying to get him to get it, I guess. God, this ended up being a gray day despite what I wanted it to be. You know what? I'm gonna use that, and I guess it's gonna be raining. Let's make it raining. The sky turned out green too, a little bit, so let's go with it. Let's lean into it. Green sky. It's raining. Guess then it'd make sense for these things to be lit like they are too. Oh good! There you go, Badger. I'm happy for you. Seems like a better setup then. EB, are you still here? Oh, up here? Oh, thank you, Badger. Glad you like it. Admittedly, neither of these turned out how I was hoping they would, but my brain is obviously elsewhere, so sometimes that happens. Maybe I'll find them again another time. Another way. Sometimes that happens. Do you want me to send your commission and the coloring book separately? Or do you want me to send them together? Because it'll take me a little bit to make the book. Typically when I get those orders, I have to make them. Because I don't mind shipping separately, if that's what you would like. You want them together? Okay. Because it'll be probably towards the end of next week then. Is that okay? Oh, definitely Weasel. Yeah. Cold press, it's a lot harder to draw on. It fights your pencil. Where on hot press, it's just like any other paper. So that was my initial holdup when I first started using cold press. I was like, I can't do this. This is fighting me. And it's making my lines look all crappy. Like, at first I hated it, and I still do hate it. But I think since the pencil lines kind of end up disappearing on it, maybe it's not so bad. But if I wanted to go over it again, it's not going to look as good. You know, it looks like you're drawing chalk on a sidewalk, basically. Okay, EB, thank you. I will notify you when they go out. There's a little notification thing that goes out, so. Box, are you still here? You can't really shade with a pencil like this on cold press either. It will not turn out the same. Yeah, it's chalky, right? Like it's got that look to it. So I feel like if you do any lining on cold press, it almost has to be like with a brush or a marker, like a water-based marker. Don't use alcohol-based on it, it'll eat it up, but I really appreciate it, EB. Thank you. I'm glad you like my work. Yeah, see, it's not the same. I mean, maybe if it was really sharp, like really sharpened tip, it would work really well. But maybe not though. I mean, it is just supposed to be textured. I'm also in the process of uploading a lot of originals to my website too. Mainly the ones that I was taking everywhere on my convention circuit. I decided to finally upload those because for the longest time I've only been uploading the ones that I finish at home. But I've been taking a whole different box of originals with me to conventions. So like yesterday I uploaded 2 that I basically did like a bunch of years ago, but like they're kind of old now. But I was like, well, you know, I'm not doing conventions as hard as I was a while back, so I might as well put them up. So I put them up. And I'm in a slow rollout of doing more of them. So if anybody wants some original art, go look on there. But yeah, you can see like these gradients, how much smoother they are here versus like around here. Like it adds texture for you on here. And that's why when you're doing this sort of thing, you wanna like think about the textures. You know, is it a highly textured piece? If it is, cold press is gonna help you. If you want things smoother and maybe you're drawing a lot of inorganic things, like cars and buildings and stuff, hot press will probably help you a lot better. And usually I wouldn't be doing this, but I decided a little bit after the fact that this was going to be a darker scene. It wasn't supposed to be a rain scene, but now it is. Because the sky ended up a little bit more green, so why not? Go with it. Sure all of them are going the right way. Same angle. As I make one that's not going the same angle. Yeah, and this feels different too, doing the white bits with the cold press. You can hear how scratchy that is in comparison. Alright. Yeah, there's no scratchiness at all on this end of things. Just to show you. Don't worry, there's no paint porn associated with this. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'll show you real quick when I cut them. I usually don't use a scissors. I usually have this little card cutter I use. But since we're upstairs and I don't have my card cutter, so what I like about doing it outside the bounds is that I can, you know, use the outer whatevers as like the test strips when I'm testing out the actual paint. So you'll see it'll look a lot nicer when the top is, when it's cropped, you know, like down here. It'll look better. Same over here. See? It's crazy how like cleaned up things look. Same with this one. Very crisp, yeah. See? So It usually cleans up the image a little bit better, but you can see here, probably, the difference between the cold press and the hot press. Yeah, see how, like, see that difference? There you go. So that's how much more grainy this one is than that one. So it's a lot, it's like, hear the difference? It's a lot more like a linen, you know? But like I said, this is really good for textured stuff. It just really pixelates your pencil if you use a pencil. So I think cold press is better for non-lined, you know, pieces than lined pieces. But I might send these to patrons. If nobody claims them, I'll put them up on my site this week, and then by the end of the month, if nobody claims them, I'll send them to my Dandikin patrons. Anybody have any other watercolor questions or anything? I'm not the authority on watercolor, but I do know some stuff. Oh no, I triggered you, Badger. I'm sorry. Oh god, I can't even imagine working in a print shop. One of my jobs in my past life, I worked at a playground manufacturer, and I was doing the 3D like mock-ups of playgrounds and stuff like that. It was fun, but it was also very, very dry work, and I did the same damn thing every day. It was nice, but it was also like, ugh. I don't like doing the same thing every day. It's one of my buttons. I love it, Sophia. Thank you so much for the recommendation. It's been great. Especially since I don't go anywhere, so I don't have to worry about packaging it up or doing the travel palette. It's been great. Sophia recommended I get this palette, and I did, and it's great. It's noisy, but it's heavy, and it doesn't move, and it's great, and I love it. So thank you again, Sophia. So this, I guess, is the last stream I'm doing for a while. But I can foresee if next week I end up like getting some work I can do on a stream, I'll definitely log on and see you guys. So it's not like I'm quitting. I'm not quitting. But they are going to be spotty. There's no schedule anymore. So I guess watch Discord for any, you know, like anytime I go live, I'll still put it up on Discord. And I don't know, maybe I'll start patron only ones too. I don't know. Maybe when I'm doing Dandikin ones, I don't know. We'll see. This one is not fully done, so it's got a lot of issues, but I think I can fix some of them. But I have to do it later. So yeah. I guess I'll see you guys next time, huh? Thanks again for joining me. If you're on my Patreon and you enjoy it, please spread the word, post about it or something. Any little bit helps. I'm glad you did too, Badger. Thanks so much for coming. And thanks for the good luck. I will, EB. I'm not gonna be gone forever. So, thanks for being here. I hope to see you guys next time, alright? Thanks for coming. Bye.